Have you ever pondered what transpired after the demise of the world's most legendary conqueror, Alexander the Great? As the dust settled on the battlefield, a silence echoed through the vast empire that Alexander had built. An empire stretching from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India. This was a realm unlike any the world had seen, led by a king whose ambition was as boundless as the lands he ruled. But as the saying goes, nature abhors a vacuum. Alexander's untimely death in 323 BC left behind not only a global empire but also a gaping void of power. His followers, once united under his supreme command, found themselves in a world riddled with uncertainty and instability. What became of this enormous empire and those who served under Alexander's rule? Let's delve into the intricate power struggles and battles that ensued in the aftermath of Alexander's death. Following Alexander's demise, his empire didn't crumble overnight. It ignited a series of bloody conflicts known as the Successor Wars. The vast expanse of territories that Alexander once ruled over, from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, was now a chessboard for a deadly game of power and control. The key players in these wars were Alexander's generals, his most trusted men who had fought alongside him in his campaigns. These men, known as the Dooki, each had their eyes set on a piece of the empire. Some desired the wealth of Egypt, others coveted the strategic importance of Syria and Asia Minor, and yet others sought control of Macedonia, the heartland of Alexander's empire. The most notable of these generals were Ptolemy, Seleucus, Antigonus, and Cassander. Ptolemy took control of Egypt, turning it into a powerhouse of wealth and culture. Seleucus established his rule over the vast eastern provinces, stretching from Syria to India. Antigonus, the most ambitious of them all, sought to recreate Alexander's empire under his rule, but his dreams were cut short in the Battle of Ipsus. And Cassander, the son of Alexander's former general Antipater, seized control of Macedonia and Greece. The Successor Wars raged on for over 40 years, a saga of alliances made and broken, of battles won and lost, of dreams realized and shattered. The empire that Alexander had built was no longer a unified entity. It was divided into separate kingdoms, each with its own ruler, each with its own ambitions. But the Successor Wars were more than just a struggle for power. They were also about preserving the legacy of Alexander, of maintaining the Hellenistic culture he had spread across his empire. They were about shaping the course of history. The empire that Alexander had built was now fragmented. The world he had once conquered was now a patchwork of kingdoms, each a testament to his legacy. The Successor Wars had forever altered the landscape of the ancient world, but the story doesn't end here. With the empire divided, a new era dawned, the age of the Dooki, or successors. In the wake of Alexander's untimely demise, his vast empire was left without a clear heir. His generals, once loyal comrades, transformed into ambitious rivals, each vying for their own slice of Alexander's legacy. This period of intense conflict and political maneuvering came to be known as the rise of the Dooki. Among the most prominent of these successors were three men: Ptolemy, Seleucus, and Antigonus. Ptolemy, a shrewd and cunning strategist, seized Egypt, transforming it into a potent powerhouse of the Hellenistic world. He founded the Ptolemaic dynasty, which would rule Egypt until the era of Cleopatra, the last of the Ptolemies. Seleucus, on the other hand, claimed the vast eastern territories from modern-day Turkey to India. His empire, known as the Seleucid Empire, was the largest of the Dooki kingdoms and a testament to Alexander's dream of east-west fusion. Seleucus's rule led to a remarkable period of cultural exchange and scientific advancement. Antigonus, the most ambitious of the three, sought to recreate Alexander's empire under his own rule. He controlled Asia Minor and fought relentlessly against his fellow Dooki. However, his dreams of unified rule were shattered at the Battle of Ipsus, where he met his end. Yet his dynasty, the Antigonids, continued to rule Macedonia for nearly a century. These successors did not merely inherit an empire, they reshaped it. Their power struggles resulted in the formation of the Hellenistic world, an era characterized by a blend of Greek and Eastern cultures and a flourishing of arts, sciences, and philosophy. Their individual reigns were marked by both impressive achievements and brutal warfare, a testament to the complex legacy of Alexander's empire. The Dooki, once unified under Alexander's rule, now reigned over separate kingdoms, forever changing the face of the ancient world. The fragmentation of Alexander's empire led to the birth of a new age, the Hellenistic Age, a time of extraordinary cultural, political, and social changes The Hellenistic Age was a period defined by the fusion of Greek culture with the diverse traditions of the Middle East. In the wake of Alexander's conquests, Greek became the lingua franca, the common language across the vast territories. This widespread use of Greek facilitated the exchange and fusion of ideas, leading to an era of remarkable intellectual and artistic achievements. Philosophy, science, and arts flourished like never before. The great minds of the age, such as the mathematician Euclid, the astronomer Aristarchus, and the philosopher Epicurus, made significant advancements in their respective fields. Politically, the Hellenistic Age was characterized by the rise of monarchies, a departure from the city-states of classical Greece. The successors of Alexander, known as the Diadochi, carved out kingdoms for themselves. These Hellenistic kingdoms, from the Ptolemaic dynasty in Egypt to the Seleucid Empire in Persia, were governed by Greek Macedonian elites. They built magnificent cities, including the famous Alexandria, which became the cultural and intellectual hub of the Hellenistic world. Societally, the Hellenistic Age saw a dramatic shift in the social structure. Greek settlers and local populations intermingled, giving rise to a new class of Hellenized locals who adopted Greek language and customs. This social blending led to a more cosmopolitan society, where diverse cultural, religious, and philosophical traditions coexisted, yet the influence of the Hellenistic Age extended beyond its time. The Roman Empire, the next significant power, was greatly influenced by Hellenistic culture. The Romans admired Greek art, literature, philosophy, and even adopted the Greek pantheon of gods, albeit with new names. The Hellenistic Age thus served as a bridge between the classical world and the Roman era. The Hellenistic Age, born from the ashes of Alexander's empire, left a profound legacy that resonates even today. It was an age of enlightenment, transformation, and cultural amalgamation that changed the course of history and shaped the world as we know it. The empire Alexander built didn't survive him, but its impact on history is undeniable. Alexander's legacy is not so much in the lands he conquered, but in the cultural and intellectual seeds he sowed. The Hellenistic Age, which followed Alexander's reign, was a time of profound cultural fusion. Alexander's campaigns had spread Greek influence far and wide, and the resulting melting pot of cultures ushered in an era of extraordinary intellectual and artistic growth. This was a time when Greek thought and tradition permeated the known world, from the Mediterranean to the distant reaches of India. Greek became the lingua franca, the common language across these regions. The spread of the Greek language facilitated the exchange of ideas and the blending of cultures. This widespread Greek influence, known as Hellenization, had far-reaching effects on the development of science, philosophy, and the arts. The Hellenistic Age saw the rise of great learning centers such as the Library of Alexandria, which became the intellectual heart of the ancient world. This period also saw major advancements in various fields. In mathematics, Euclid laid the foundation of geometry, while Archimedes made significant contributions to physics and engineering. In astronomy, Aristarchus proposed a heliocentric model of the solar system, a concept that was centuries ahead of its time. But perhaps the most significant legacy of Alexander's empire was its influence on the Roman Empire. The Romans, who eventually conquered the Hellenistic world, were deeply influenced by Greek culture. They adopted and adapted Greek ideas in philosophy, science, and the arts. Greek became the language of literature and learning in the Roman Empire, and Greek philosophy influenced Roman thought and governance. The Romans admired Alexander, seeing in him an exemplar of military genius and leadership. His strategies and tactics were studied in Roman military schools, and his exploits became the stuff of Roman legend. In many ways, Alexander's empire served as a blueprint for the Roman Empire. Alexander's empire may have crumbled, but its influence paved the way for the next great empire, Rome. The legacy of Alexander's empire therefore lives on, not in the ephemeral nature of political power, but in the enduring influence of cultural and intellectual exchange. In the end, the aftermath of Alexander's Great's death was as dramatic as his life. His passing ignited the beacon for the successor wars, a series of battles and betrayals that tore his empire apart. This period was marked by power struggles and shifting alliances as his generals and governors scrambled to claim their piece of his vast territories. The rise of the Diadochi, or successors, followed. These were Alexander's most trusted men, who carved out their own kingdoms from the fragments of his empire. Their reign marked a new era in history, the Hellenistic Age, where Greek culture and ideas spread far and wide, reaching corners of the world Alexander himself never did. In the wake of Alexander's empire, we saw the fusion of cultures, the birth of new philosophies, and the spread of Greek language and customs. The death of Alexander set off a chain of events that reshaped the world. His empire crumbled, but in its place new kingdoms rose, cultures merged, and the stage was set for the rise of Rome.